Did you know that scientists have discovered a place even deeper than the Mariana Trench? That's right. The Mariana Trench, located in the Pacific Ocean, has always been known as the deepest point on our planet, more than 11 kilometers below the surface of the water. This is where many believe the end of the ocean was, the place where the most bizarre and mysterious creatures on the planet could live. But recently, scientists have discovered something incredible. They discovered that we are not only talking about depths here on Earth, but also in other places in our solar system. You must be wondering, where would this place be? Well, the answer is on Saturn's moon called Enceladus. Enceladus may be much smaller than our moon, but it hides something very special, an underground ocean. And guess what? This ocean is much deeper than the Mariana Trench. While the Mariana Trench is about 11 kilometers deep, the ocean on Enceladus can be up to 30 kilometers deep. That's impressive, right? And it doesn't stop there. This ocean can even be deeper than that in some areas, reaching 150 kilometers. It's as if the Mariana Trench were in a corner, compared to this immense depth. Now imagine the amount of water this underground ocean has. Although Enceladus is much smaller than our moon, its ocean could have twice as much water as all the oceans on Earth combined. Wow, isn't it? And why is this so important? Well, besides being an incredible discovery, scientists believe that this deep ocean could be a place where life could exist, just like in the deepest parts of the oceans here on Earth. And if you've ever seen movies like Titanic or The Life Aquatic of Ines, you know that the bottom of the sea is a place full of mysteries and creatures that we never imagined. What if these mysteries aren't just on our planet? What if, who knows, there are life forms completely different from the ones we know on Enceladus? I want to know from you. What do you think might be hidden down there in that deep ocean of Enceladus? Could some kind of strange creature live there? If you can imagine these creatures, what would they look like? Let your imagination run wild. Stay tuned, and you'll be surprised. Now that you know that the ocean of Enceladus is super deep, let's understand a little more about how it is really different from everything we know here on Earth. If you thought the Mariana Trench was the scariest and most mysterious place on the planet, wait until you see Enceladus. What makes the ocean of Enceladus so fascinating and so extreme is not only its depth, but what is above it, a giant layer of ice. Yes, this underground ocean is not open like our sea. It is hidden by a crust of ice that can be between 15 and 20 kilometers thick. That's right, an immense ice sheet covering everything. It's as if we had a huge ice cap covering the deep ocean down there. And you know what else? Despite all this ice, the ocean on Enceladus still manages to be much deeper than the Mariana Trench. To give you an idea, the deepest parts of this underground ocean can reach up to 150 kilometers deep, which is 15 times deeper than the Mariana Trench. This is a real pool of water at an incredible depth where the pressure and cold are so extreme that we can barely imagine what it would be like to be there. Just imagine how difficult it must be to explore a place like that, right? The pressure down there would be immense and the temperature extremely cold. If here on Earth the water in the deepest oceans is already very cold, some points can reach close to 0 degrees. There on Enceladus, the water must be even more frozen. But even so, this underground ocean on Enceladus has something that may surprise us, the possibility of life. How? Well, despite being so cold and distant, scientists believe that the ocean of Enceladus may have heat sources that help keep the water in a liquid state beneath this ice cap. This heat could come from geothermal activity at the bottom of the ocean, or even from some chemical reaction that could sustain life forms, such as small bacteria or organisms, even in such an extreme environment. So, now I ask you, what do you think it would be like to live in this ocean? What kind of creatures, if any, do you think could survive there? And the most incredible thing of all, could we one day who knows, find something very different from what we've seen here on Earth? Stay tuned, because we're going to talk about how scientists plan to study this mysterious ocean and what they're already doing to find out more about it. Don't miss out, because the adventure is just beginning. The deep oceans of Earth are like worlds of their own, with strange and incredible creatures that seem to have come straight out of a science fiction movie. Think of the creatures living in the Mariana Trench. Animals like the abyssal fish, with huge eyes to see in complete darkness, or the deep-sea shrimp, a species capable of creating a bubble so fast it generates a flash of light. These animals, living in super deep and freezing places, are just a few examples of how life can adapt to extreme environments. Now, imagine an even more extreme scenario, like the hidden ocean of Enceladus, where light doesn't reach at all and the pressure is thousands of times greater than what we feel on the surface. It sounds like an impossible place for any form of life, right? But still, many scientists believe that life could exist down there, under that thick layer of ice, even with all the cold and darkness. You might be asking, how is that possible? Well, the answer lies in the ability of life to adapt to extreme environments. On Earth, in places like the deep ocean or hydrothermal vents, those super hot underwater geysers, we've already found living beings that feed on chemicals and minerals instead of sunlight. These animals, like certain bacteria and small organisms, don't need light to survive. They use chemical energy to live in a sunless environment. If that could happen here on Earth, why couldn't it happen on Enceladus? Enceladus Ocean, despite being frozen and dark, might have heat sources at the bottom, where geothermal heat warms the water and creates a unique environment. This heat could be enough to support life forms, even in such a cold and inhospitable place. And who knows what kinds of creatures, still unknown to us, could exist there? Maybe creatures similar to those found in the depths of Earth's oceans, or perhaps something entirely different, adapted to Enceladus alien conditions. This makes us wonder, is life more common than we think? If it can exist in such extreme places here on Earth and on frozen moons like Enceladus, maybe there are life forms in many other corners of the universe, in environments we never thought possible. And if you think all of this sounds too crazy to believe, know that NASA is already working to find the answer. They believe that with the right technology, we could find signs of life on Enceladus in the coming years. How? Through super powerful space probes that will study Saturn's moon up close and try to figure out what's really going on down there, in the depths of the frozen ocean. I want to know from you, what do you think could exist in the depths of Enceladus? What kinds of creatures or even organisms could survive there? If you think exploring the ocean depths of Enceladus is an impossible mission, let me tell you something incredible. NASA is developing cutting-edge technology to make it a reality. That's right, the same space agency that sent astronauts to the moon and launched probes to explore distant planets is now creating an underwater vehicle that can dive into the depths of Enceladus and other frozen worlds. This vehicle is called Orpheus, and it is designed to withstand the most extreme conditions possible. Imagine this: a frozen underground ocean with freezing temperatures, no light, and immense pressure. To explore a place like that, you need super resistant and intelligent technology, and that's exactly what Orpheus promises to be. So why is it so special? Well, Orpheus was designed to be lighter, cheaper, and more durable than any other underwater vehicle ever created. It's about the size of an ATV, weighs only 250 kilograms, and is incredibly agile, which means it can explore places we never thought possible to reach, like never before visited trenches and extremely deep and dangerous regions. Orpheus was built to endure incredibly high pressures and freezing temperatures, far beyond what any submarine or robot has faced in Earth's deep oceans. It also has highly advanced navigation technology, similar to what's used on Mars rovers, like the famous Perseverance rover. This allows Orpheus to move and navigate the ocean floors of alien worlds with exceptional precision and efficiency. And you know what's even more impressive? Before being sent to explore moons in our solar system, Orpheus will be tested here on Earth in the deepest and most challenging parts of our own oceans. Just imagine, it will undergo tests in places like the deepest ocean trenches, where the pressure is so high that many submarines can't survive. This will allow NASA engineers to see how Orpheus performs under these extreme conditions and make any necessary adjustments to ensure it can explore safely and successfully on places like Enceladus, Europa, a moon of Jupiter, and other mysterious moons. With this kind of technology, Orpheus will not only be able to study the ocean of Enceladus, but also other regions of space that until now seemed inaccessible. NASA believes that with Orpheus, we can finally uncover more about these distant worlds and maybe even find signs of life in places as unlikely as a frozen moon billions of kilometers away. It's incredible to think that one day we might have answers to mysteries that seem out of this world, right? And who knows, in a few years, this kind of technology might help us explore even more worlds and discover life beyond Earth. Now that you know about the amazing Orpheus and how it will be essential for exploring the frozen oceans of Enceladus, let's take a look at the future of space exploration. NASA has big plans to investigate the icy moons of our solar system, and these plans could lead us to answers for one of science's greatest questions. Is there life beyond Earth? Enceladus, Europa, a moon of Jupiter, and other icy moons are some of the most promising places to find extraterrestrial life, or at least signs of life. Even though these places seem inhospitable and frozen, discoveries so far suggest that they may have ideal conditions for simple life forms, like bacteria or microorganisms, in the depths of their underground oceans. Liquid water, heat sources, and a rich mix of minerals and chemical elements are essential ingredients for life to thrive, and these frozen environments could have all of that. Exploring Enceladus is seen as a crucial step in better understanding how life can arise and survive in extreme places, far from sunlight and with incredible pressures and temperatures. NASA plans to send probes to investigate the extreme conditions of these moons, studying the composition of the water, and even analyzing particles that might be ejected from the ice fissures, like the one seen in the famous geysers of Enceladus. These geysers release water, vapor, and particles into space, and scientists believe these particles could hold clues about life beneath the ice. One of NASA's big bets is to use this data to search for signs of microscopic life, or even something more advanced, which could suggest that life is not exclusive to Earth. Who knows what we might find? Microorganisms similar to those living in Earth's hydrothermal vents? Or even completely different forms of life, adapted to these extreme and unknown conditions? And we can't forget that exploring these icy moons could be just the beginning. If we discover that life is possible in such distant and mysterious places, it could change everything we know about biology and the conditions needed for life in the universe. Such a discovery would have profound implications for science and, who knows, even for our own existence as a species. So, if you're curious about what NASA might discover in the next few decades, get ready. We still have a lot to learn, and these exploration missions will help us understand not just our solar system, but also the potential for life on other planets and moons. Maybe one day, future generations will look up at the sky and say, "We found life beyond Earth." Did you enjoy the video and this journey through the universe? Then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.